Ah, shit. Yeah, let me do it too. That's what's crazy. Let me do it too. Mm. This breakdown. That was kind of obvious that this was going to happen. Mhm. Hey, yo, what's up, Trader Goated? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I know. I mean, I had a feeling that we was gonna get, this breakdown. Oh, I did. What's up, Trader? What's up, Alfred? Yeah, I did. No, I just got in front of my charts. I just got in front of it. I try not to. I try not to. I try not to be in front of my charts until. I mean, unless I'm streaming. But yeah, I held that long. I just had a feeling. I mean, we can talk about what happened on Friday. I mean, after the stream, I just had a feeling that I just had a feeling that that was going to happen. Based on just the Bears just failing. The Bears. I mean, so usually when the Bears, or at least one side of the market, is trying and trying and trying and trying, and there's no follow through, that's usually a sign. And that's why I came up with the term: if it's not going up, then it's going down, and vice versa. Uh, That's exactly what happened. It wasn't going down. So that was just telling me that it wanted to go up. And even though the Bears were trying, they were not successful. And unfortunately, the anybody that stayed long or short, unfortunately, they may have lost their accounts. $245. I mean, this is the breakout layer right there. That's the breakout. So I'm looking at gold right now. Seriously. I'm looking at gold now. Trying to see. I'm just looking at the just previous price action and seeing where I could potentially, try to get into this. If not long, then short. I mean, I see an area where price broke down. I mean, we had a gap open on May 1st. So May 1st, May 2nd. So we got a block of, we got a block. Oh, God dang it. We got a block of liquidity right. Actually, let me just do this on gold right now. Because on Friday or on May 1st, we had this move down. And I'll probably just, let me see. Obviously, you got to line it up. Mm. Yeah, I think that's good right there. We'll project this, and then we got a lot going on this week. All right, so that's April, May. All right, so we'll get it to like the 10th. So yeah, I'm looking for our price to come back into this area. I'm looking for a reaction when we get back into this area right here. Let me just lock this. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking for a short if price comes into this area. I'm going to be shorting it. I'm going to be shorting it. I just need to look at a higher time, actually, in higher time frames right here. I mean, unless they short it here. So you lost that Bull Knox account. Damn, what happened? Weren't you just trading like one micro? What happened to that? Like, what happened with that? Thought you was only trading one micro. Unless you put on two. 32.45 for 32.46. 32.59. 32.48. That was 30 minutes ago. Hey, yeah, what's up, Santiago? Said micro saved you tonight. What do you mean by that, Alfred? I mean, what's going on, Alfred? What's going on? 32.48. Oh, what's going on, man? Mm. Look at that. Mm. Oh. So you saying that looks like gold kind of wants a short too. He said it doesn't move in one direction. Hmm. Hmm. You talking about right here? You talking about this right here? I mean, it should be no surprise. It's exactly where we broke up. Now price is coming right back down. Hmm. All right, so let's look at ES. So it should be no surprise to nobody that that trend line that we drew on Friday is still being respected by the market, or it was being respected. We had a trend line coming up And as you can see, the market was literally playing off of this trend line, literally playing off of it. We got to break above it, and it should be no surprise that the bears used it as resistance for that move down. So let's talk about on Friday. Uh, initially I was short. I actually was in profit initially, but then I noticed something. I noticed that with all the aggression that we were seeing from the bears, we weren't seeing any follow through. The EMAs was still slow to the upside. Price is above the 200. It was above VWAP. And I just said to myself, you know what? I've been a bear for a very long time. I just know what a short looks like and what it feels like. It definitely felt like a short for sure. It definitely felt like one. What we weren't getting was any follow through. So, because of that, I flipped and I went long. Now, at the time where I went long, I think I got close. I think price came close to my stop. I was able to get both of my targets, or not targets, both of my limits scaled in, and I was able to catch all of this. I had one runner left that did not get filled, unfortunately. It stopped about a couple of points away. I think my last runner, it was like one micro contract at one R2. So it was not, it definitely didn't break the bank or anything. That was definitely an ego trade. I don't think we need this anymore. Actually, let's see what this does. Let's actually project this out. Let's project that and see. Yeah, look at that. You can see that the bears use that as resistance. They pull back. We got to break down. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't go long the ES. I mean, the Nasdaq. The ES doesn't look like it's ready. It does not look like it's ready at all. Actually, let me just change this. Yeah, no point. I mean, it's not delayed. I mean, technically, wouldn't that be? I mean, technically, this would be it, but I'm pretty sure. Mm. And then there'll be a break of structure underneath the 698 on the ES. That'll be your break of structure. And technically, that'll be your first pullback. So let's see how that looks. I mean, that selects that break structure. This would be your first pullback. Yeah, so around the same area. The same area. Yeah. Crazy how these measured moves be working like that. Mm. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. because I'm looking at the ES, look at the higher time frame right now. Man, I identified using an area using the fibs. So let's look at this real quick. Mm, all right, there you go. There you go. All right, so let's look at this area right here. Mm, 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 mm. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Nasdaq. I mean, it's no surprise that the Nasdaq. Okay. All right, so let's look at gold real quick. Gold double topped. Uh, mm, Gold double topped here. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so either. We got a strong move up. What I'm basically looking for is to buy that pullback. I mean, I wouldn't have shorted this. I mean, this is a good short on gold. This is a risk to reward trade. Unfortunately, gold took out the liquidity above these highs. Unfortunately, so for anybody that wasn't this short and didn't take profits at that EMA, yeah, she took it. She had to unnecessary sweep of those highs. Only like a point. Only a point. But yeah, I don't. Well, okay. So we'll see here. We'll see what happens because technically, yeah, we did see a big move up on gold, but we're still trading in this range. Gold has not broken out. We are still trading in a range. So the bears, obviously, they sold that. We're still in this range. We had a pop back up to retest this high. The bulls weren't able to push out. So now price is trading back into this range. So we could see a move back down here to around 47, 48-ish, R1-ish. because I mean that swing right there is definitely going to be a spot where we could see potential buyers here. And then on top of that, we got that range right there before that breakout and that pullback. So gold think that she's gonna get me to sit in front of my desk and trade her at open, but she got another damn thing coming. Shit, I am not about to sit in this desk and be trading all day. Okay, so that's definitely going to be an area where the market is going to want to retest. Just lock this right here, so we can have this for later. So what I'm waiting for on gold is I'm just waiting for a decent pullback, man. I'm waiting for potentially a pullback, potentially right here, somewhere in here, maybe R1, R2 potentially, or preferably somewhere in this range. Last week's close. Yeah, so we'll see what we get here. We'll see. We'll wait up. We will wait for the setup, but this is definitely not going to be a reversal here. This is obviously, well, we'll see. We'll see. The one thing that I don't necessarily like is that we do have a double top here on gold. We do got a double top here on gold. I mean, we do still have this big move up. We got a pullback. I mean, we got a double top, and after that double top, I mean, we're now starting to see price kind of come back down into the range. So we'll see. I mean, if something sets up, you know we're going to take it. You know we're going to take it. But we definitely have to wait for the setup, though. Definitely. Oh. Oh. All right. So, I mean, I do got my limit sitting in this area right here. I mean, this range right here, I mean, this is definitely a good area for price to come back into, especially if we get especially if the bulls don't buy this low. I think we're going to probably see a break right here. We're going to probably see a break. So 663, 663. Get that over there. All right. So, hmm. Hmm. Nasdaq, same thing. I mean, it looks like we got a liquidity sweep underneath that range. So, we definitely have to pay attention to this right here. Definitely pay attention to this low. We got to break a structure down. So, there's definitely going to be bears making an attempt to sell that retest for that move lower. So, I mean, potentially that could be an area where we look at, but honestly, I'm not going to short that. I'm not going to. I wouldn't short that. I mean, if you can get a good move, I mean, when we're this low, I'm looking for longs. I'm not even paying attention to any potential short down. I'm looking for longs or opportunities to buy as low as possible. Uh, Especially on the Nasdaq. I mean, you can get a quick scalp, but I don't think I'm going to get the amount of points that I want shorting these lows. So I'm gonna just wait for a potential to get. Obviously, we got a trend line here, so at least on the Nasdaq, and I'm pretty sure if I look back on the ES, is probably a trend line. I mean, you got a trend line here. Obviously, what the bulls are going to want to have to do is you're going to have to break out, and then we're going to have to get above that trend line. They're going to have to hold above that trend line, and then we're going to have to see, that move up. So, I mean, I want to see obviously the bulls coming at that trend line, and I'll try to get in. Or maybe a potential retest of like S1 or something like that, potentially. Maybe. But we'll see. Actually, Trader Goated, I was actually doing my homework over the weekend, and historically, and I'll show it to you, I'll show it to you. But actually, it's better to go short overnight. The market has been going short overnight more than it's been going long. I'm not saying that it doesn't go long, because obviously we've had a couple of days we're going long overnight was actually the right thing to do. Actually, this is wrong. Okay, I'm sure. But yeah, historically, the market has been opening up short, and then London into New York, we usually see some green, and then obviously after lunch, I mean, it's been kind of mixed. Mostly green, mostly. I mean, if we have a down, if we start up with a move up, usually it's up during overnight, down during New York, London, New York, and then going back up after lunch. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this one. Mm. All right. So gold is we'll see. I'm not gonna short gold. Like I said, I'll wait for the I'll just wait for the pullback. I'll just wait for the opportunity to go long. Uh we definitely had the breaker structure. That is a breaker structure down. We had a breaker structure underneath this range right here. But I'm not even going to play that game with gold tonight. I'm going to sleep after the stream, so I'm not even going to play that game. Um, I will not be playing that game with gold tonight. But we definitely could see. We definitely could see it, but I'm not going to play with it. Yeah, I guess I might as well just well, you know what? Okay, actually, you know what? Starting now and forever. Mm, mm, mm. I want to say that during the overnights, I do just want to just trade the sim account. I do. Hmm. But that rule only applies for Nasdaq. That rule only applies for Nasdaq because gold moves overnight. I mean, if you get into a good spot with ES, I mean, ES is not going to do this. ES is obviously not going to just randomly just continue to go down and then chooses when it wants to go up. Uh, ES will sit here and stall out if it's not ready to break structure and stuff like that. So I will take trades with ES overnight. It's just the Nasdaq. I just need confirmation, like moving forward. I'm kind of tired of just blowing my accounts with Nasdaq. At this point with Nasdaq, yeah, I'm just tired of it. So I've already reduced my size to the amount that I'm just going to keep. I'm going to stay with micros. I'm going to keep the strategy that we've been using last week. That's the strategy that I'm going to be using moving forward. I don't think we're going to go back to minis. I can be more versatile with micros. So, I mean, I guess that's, yeah, I could just be more versatile with micros. Even though I'm going to be paying a hell of a lot of money in commissions, but at least I can take some of my profits versus having a single point of failure. So I guess we'll just do that. You said they're the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, I mean, uh, I definitely agree with that. And I would obviously be trading micros if I started a personal account. So it's not like I'm not sitting here saying that uh, if we didn't have prop firms, micros would be the only way for me to even participate. Well, actually, I wouldn't even be a futures trader. I would have stuck with options. I'm not going to lose $1,000 plus. I mean, at least with options, it's a slow. I mean, as long as I'm taking my profits, I can build up over time. I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times. It's just that when I start getting greedy is when I lose all my money over there in options when I don't take profits. But with futures, I'm okay with that. I wouldn't trade a small account with a personal account. I would be a day trader for sure. There's no, in my opinion, unless I'm 100% confident, to me, it's just, well, like I said, I just prefer to stay a prop trader. I don't have to worry about stuff like that. I mean, I've already shared the story that I made a mistake and left a position on over the weekend, and of course, there were China news over the weekend. I'm just glad that it didn't dump. I'm just glad it didn't super dump at open. It was very merciful to me to allow, and I'm just glad that I realized that I did that uh, a couple of hours before the open because I man, that would have been torture if I realized that I left the position open a position open overnight and I had 2 or 3 days to worry about it. So it was one of those things where it's like I'm glad I didn't know, but then I'm glad I realized that I left the position open on Sunday because if I had left that position open, oh my god, the market straight up dumped after that. Because of course that's when he was having all that China news the first time. And I think that was during the time with COVID and stuff like that, and China's economy and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. And it always seems like China just has this influence over US markets for, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, obviously, a lot of manufacturing is over there in China. So if China's not manufacturing goods for the United States, well, obviously, it makes sense. Yeah. 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 So, I mean, like I said, I'm done blowing accounts, gambling. I'm done with that. I'm done with it. Honestly, what I probably should start doing is actually just trading the accounts, with just as if I am trading a personal account, which is trading maybe 3 micros, maybe 6 at max, but I only trade 9 micros in NASDAQ and I don't go above that. I do have a kind of like a base hit strategy with NASDAQ that I use from time to time, but uh, that's definitely going to be my confirmation. And I'm definitely not going to chase the like. There's just a lot of things that I'm just not doing anymore. I'm not going to chase the Nasdaq. I'm going to set limits and I'm going to stop out. Those are the things that I'm just going to start doing moving forward. The Nasdaq ain't going to take none of my accounts no more. And same thing with gold. Like I said, I've reduced a lot of my size with gold. Actually, I'll see how much. So I'm still kind of debating if I should reduce this one. If I should reduce this. I am debating that. I am debating if I should reduce this down to 3 because I added 1 contract to my initial position, but then it's going to add an additional 6, which I'll be in 22 micro gold contracts, which I think will be a $900 loss if I'm wrong. Hmm. Which is not bad with gold. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let the price action play out overnight. I'm not gonna take a position in gold. I'm just gonna let it play out because, and like I said, I'm not gonna be up all night playing around with gold. And I am still waiting on this entry right here. I am waiting on this entry with the ES. What I'm betting on is that since we have the bulls showing that they want to buy in this area, if we do see a retest of this area, then yeah, my stop would be right here at 37, right here at that low where potentially it could bounce if it doesn't bounce there. But yeah, my stop would be at 37. This would be an $800 loss if I'm wrong. Yeah, yeah, Santiago, I definitely agree. Yeah. So I mean, so Alfred, so you said that you went short on the Nasdaq and found yourself on the wrong side of it. How did you manage to do that? Did you try to get short here, where we saw that big pop up? I mean, honestly, I mean, basically, it just retested this high, and then we saw a dump here. All right, so you're in short right now. Yeah. So where are you targeting, Santiago? Because yeah, it seems like the Nasdaq basically went down the whole time. Oh, you shorted late. And of course, as soon as you got in short, the market wanted to pop up. Yeah, classic NQ. Classic. 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 An NQ classic. Oh, you want to get in short, huh? Let me just for randomly just pull back. No reason at all. Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess it did. It did bounce at that low right there. So yeah, I guess the bulls try to buy it, or not necessarily the bulls try to buy this, but the unfilled limit orders that didn't get filled on this move up. I mean, it did take that low out. We did see 54. Oh, that's about like a 60-point bounce. That wasn't bad. 60 points right there. Damn. So he was trading an eval. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I'm done with that too. I'm super done with that. I'm no longer trading none of my funded accounts outside of fast markets, just like Santiago said. All funded accounts are prohibited overnight. Prohibited. I'm not dealing with that. If I got an eval, like this Apex eval, I mean, I'll trade it because I got a bunch of them renewing. I got like 10 of them or 5 of them or something. So, um, yeah, I'll trade a couple of those overnight. Ain't no point wasting them. But I do have some that is designated only for the mornings as well. I'm gonna get this thing structured. And uh, what week was that? I mean, honestly, I'm learning a lot. I think emotionally, I'm just come to the point to where it's like, you know what? I'm not spending more than $500 on evals. I'm not blowing them, and because obviously that's become a habit. Obviously, blowing the account is the trigger. Being on tilt, seeing the market move without me is obviously the trigger that makes me go and want to buy another account. And then as soon as I get the account, I'm gambling in that one. I blow that. And then I buy another account, and it gets to the point to where I look up and I spent $500 in a few minutes. Like I spent $1,000 that one day, and then I had to justify it. I had to cope with that and justify it. It was like, well, that's how much money I got paid out. So basically, I just basically gave a payout back. So or close to it. So I mean, I had to. That's the only way I had to cope with that. But obviously, that hurt my feelings. So uh, I'm just gonna hold myself accountable moving forward in terms of going on tilt and shit. Because I ain't doing that no more. I ain't doing it. See how many trades do I take per day? Honestly, I don't actually pay attention to that. I have a maximum daily profit that I'm starting to respect, or moving forward, I will respect $1,800 a day. That's all. That's all I'm looking for. If I get so, I guess a range between 15 to 1,800. Yeah, a range between 15 to 18. Once I get close to that number, then I'm gonna be done for the day. I'll be done. And then just do that, make 18, $1,500 for 5 days, 10 days, however days I need to make. And by that 10th day, I'll be able to, withdraw. Mm, yeah. 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 Alfred, I saw a comment today and I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. It's like, oh, well, I guess the market was wrong again. I guess the market was wrong. It didn't do what I wanted it to do, so it was wrong. I thought that was hilarious because I think we all think that, even though when we say it out loud, it's like the most silliest shit to say. But the market was wrong. I'm right. When I go short, the market should be going short, and the market should be going short too. The market was wrong if it stops me out. Yeah, yeah. I thought that comment was hilarious, and it was a video that Smith sent me earlier today. Crazy enough, crazy enough. People, I guess people choose the ES more than a lot of people was choosing the ES over the NQ, which is weird. The Nasdaq, people choosing the ES over the Nasdaq. That's what we doing out here. I mean, I will say it did make me think that when I was trading ES, or when I did take that ES trade, when I went viral on Twitter for my ES trade, no one didn't care about my Nasdaq trade, even though that shit was perfect too. No one did not give a fuck about that Nasdaq trade. But millions of people viewed that ES trade. And I remember telling y'all guys about it and how that hurt my feelings, because I was like, damn, do people want to see me trade the ES over the NQ, over the Nasdaq? That what y'all want? Y'all want me to trade the ES instead of the Nasdaq? What? But hey, I guess if that's what the people want, right? But people are choosing the ES. It's like, damn. Is the ES that more popular than the Nasdaq? Is it really? Yeah, definitely NQ can be at times. Yeah. And yeah, Santiago, I definitely agree with that. I definitely do. I do the same thing with Call of Duty. That's actually why I kind of took off the kill streaks with Call of Duty, because I'm always thinking about, instead of just playing the game, I'm thinking about, oh, I got one more to get the kill streak, one more to get the kill streak, and I realized that it's always that last one before you get to the kill streak is when you start to overthink it, and you start doing something different, and well, at least not you, but me. And after, I mean, either you get the last kill or you don't. And one thing that I've always noticed is that once either I get the kill for the kill streak or I don't, after that is when I go back to playing normally, where I'm not thinking about it and I'm just executing, and my performance goes way up. So I hate that. I hate that performance anxiety little gap is where you're just trying to be super focused. You're trying to be super careful because you really want that last kill for that kill streak. And either you get it or you don't. Same thing with payouts. Same thing with passing the account. It's always that last day, that last trade, that last position that you need. And that always seems to be the hardest. And you know what? I definitely will overcome that. That's why I took the kill streaks off the Call of Duty. It's like, I mean, I don't need no damn kill streaks. Just play. And I can translate all of that to these accounts. I mean, yeah, it's like, I mean, I get the payouts, but then I feel nothing after that, you know? I've earned it, and it's like, well, I mean, I earned it, and now it's to the new challenge. But I guess I know who I want to be. I know what kind of trader I want to be, but unfortunately, the human experience kind of contradicts that. You say one thing and do something totally different. Actually, I kind of want to share, yeah, because I've been talking about this guy for like a while. We should be friends at this point. Um, I've been reading his posts, and this is the guy that almost took out 1.4 million, but he kind of allowed himself to. He kind of went on tilt, and unfortunately, he has to get back on that grind. And I'm reading some of his posts. Yeah, so leading up to that, and it's interesting. It's like, let me just share this. Let me share this. It's so interesting how we all kind of go through the same thing. I mean, the reason why I was reading his post is because I can resonate with a lot of the things that he was saying. So look at before he blew up. Look at what happened. April 17th. Look at his consistency right here. And look at what he said. He said he has 1 million locked in with Apex. And he has, what, 8 more trading days to go. And he says he already withdrew close to 400 from these accounts this year, right? And that was obviously before the blow up uh, that day. And then he gets close. I think he gets to like the 4 days out with it. Yeah. So he says today he fucked up. He lost a good bit, slow and steady, blah, blah, blah. Uh, where's that damn post at? Yeah, this right here. He got close to the goal. He had like 4 days left. And then for whatever reason, he got closer to his goal. And then all of a sudden, that's when he had that big loss day. And he said that he had to shut down his computer because, on like I said, I would have blew the account. So I mean, you got to respect that guy. He stopped himself. He says the accounts are not blown. He said he's still up 400K across board. Just a major setback, completely avoidable. And this is the one thing that I see that it's like, man, it's like, okay, so it's not me. Obviously, these things aren't unique to just you or me. Everybody goes through it. But if I can find that damn post, he said that this is going to be fuel to so that he works harder. And it's like, damn, why are we like that? Why couldn't you just been motivated and worked hard before something like this happened? It just seems like the body wants to wake up and be motivated after you blow up. Why? Be motivated until we get to the damn finish line. Shit. But that's just not how we work as humans. It's complicated like that. So he learned from his mistake, yada, yada, blah. He said, yeah, this is just fuel to the fire. Yeah, that's it right there. He says, well, now I say he lost $1 million in a day. The comeback is going to be something serious. Stuff like this. Once you do this, that's when all of a sudden we get that motivational energy. And so as I'm reading this dude's comments, it's like, man, I kind of feel the same way. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I was up. I mean, I'm not trading 20 accounts. So obviously, I'm not in the same situation where he's up 1.4 million. But I feel the same way too. And then he had another post as well that I was like, man, dude, I was thinking the same thing. And I don't know if I can, let me see if I can find it. He said something about he's made millions of dollars trading and he felt empty inside. It just always felt like it was always the next milestone, the next milestone, the next milestone, the next milestone, until he had his daughter. And you know, the crazy thing is, I said the same thing too. I felt like I felt like I was given a girl because that's kind of what I needed in my life. I have mostly boys, and right now in my life and moving forward, it's gonna be a girl that's gonna keep me going. Because once boys are grown, you kind of kick them out. Girls stick around. I mean, once you have a girl there, you kind of have them for life as a man. It's always daddy this and daddy that. Daddy this and daddy that. So they stick around. You can't get rid of them. So, and that's exactly kind of what I needed. So, yeah, like I said, as I was reading this guy's stuff, I was like, yeah, it's interesting how we all kind of go through the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna dig through his thing because it was just something that I came across, and it's looking like I'm not gonna probably find it. Yeah, but anyway. But like I said, I've done a lot of reflecting over the weekend as I always do. There is this book. Let me see if I can find it. Neural Habits. This is actually another good book right here. Neural Habits. Yeah, right here. Neural Habits right here. I'm going to probably read the entire series. Where's my pen? I'm going to listen to the entire series by this author because this was actually put a lot of things into light for me. I mean, obviously, I kind of was aware that these things were happening, but just having somebody else, you know, confirm that because, you know, obviously, you know, the mind, for whatever reason, needs outside validation to confirm the things that it thinks inside internally. So, mm, yeah, I don't need none of his learning stuff. But anyway, so yeah, so neural habits right here. It's like I have good discipline. It's just that I got these habits that obviously your triggers. And once these triggers activate, it's kind of hard to fight against what happens next, is because over time, you've built those habits and it's literally ingrained into you, regardless if it's good or bad. It's a habit and it's a way for the body to conserve energy, to automate tasks that you continuously do. So that's why when it comes to your subconscious mind, you got to be really mindful about how you program it, because it doesn't know right from wrong, left from right, up or down. It just knows what you do. If you're going to go tilt every time you lose, well, shit, you're just going to go tilt every time you lose, because that's obviously what you want. I mean, that's its logic. Obviously, that's what you want to do. You keep doing it. You you keep going tilt after a loss. So instead of wasting energy thinking about it, I'm just going to make you do it. I'm going to make you do it, and obviously it's going to be hard to change that, because obviously the one thing that the body doesn't like is change. We want the same thing. I mean, it's crazy. We want the same thing, but maybe we want a clown, but we want it to behave the same way that we're used to. Maybe a cop, but we want it's like you can change the costume, but overall, we want things to stay the same. Overall, humans don't like change, even if it's good for us. Even if it's good. Hmm. Oh, really? Yeah, you told us about that gain weight. You told us about that. I mean, as we should. You said felonies. No, I mean, yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I wouldn't say the word inspiration, but the parallels are definitely there. The parallels are definitely there. I can see myself, some of the things that were holding me back. And it's just, and we all know as humans, once we see somebody else going through the same things that we're going through, we automatically resonate. So, yeah, I think, yeah, the girls are definitely, yeah. My daughter is already like that, man. I already think that she's a grown adult. She barely in the world. Everything she grown. Trying to tell me what she wants. Like, girl. So I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to deal with that shit. But it's a good thing though. Because like I said, once my boys are gone, they're gone. Girls, they stay forever. Hmm. Hey yo, Gamewood, are you still in this? Pause. Hell no. No. I have no clue who that guy is. I have no clue who that guy is. Uh, I was saying that the things that he was saying, the things that he was going through is relatable. At least relatable to me. 2673. 739 2739. 2706. Okay. All right, we'll see. I mean, yeah, I'm not shorting gold. Hey, what are you were you still in that gold short? Or did you take profits on that already? Cause man, if you stayed short on that damn thing, yo, congratulations, bro. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on that. Cause man, this thing, you said you was thinking what, 280? Obviously, this thing went all the way back down to 209. Dang. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not shorting gold, man. I'm not gonna fight gold here. I wish, I mean, honestly, if this thing does dip down, I wouldn't mind getting in long because it's obvious that they're gonna probably break through that. I mean, we'll see though. We'll see. Because like I said, gold is still trading in this range. Gold is still trading in this range. We got this big pop up on gold. So shorting this will definitely be a challenge. But so we got a bullish move into a range. So we should expect for there to be another leg higher here. That's what we should expect. But like I said, price is still within this Friday's range. So still within Friday's range. So until we see a breakout, that's when we can call this. Obviously, when we see a breakout and the bulls hold that breakout, that's when we can start calling this a trend. But gold is still in that range. So we'll see if the bulls can break out overnight, which I think they can. I think they can. I think they can. We'll see. Actually, let me look at thing with Bookmap real quick, because this honestly, since I stopped trading Nasdaq, or I like I'm so used to not there not being comments in Gold's chat that when I popped over to the Nasdaq chat, I was like, oh shit, who's all these people? No one talks like this. It's interesting that we have so many gold traders, and yet they don't say anything in the gold chat. Like, what's up with that? What's up with commodity traders being loners and not talking in the chat or nothing? What's up with that? No one talks in E. Well, we get a little bit of chatter in ES, but in CL and gold, nobody wants to say shit. What's up with that? Shit, see, Alex got to comment in his own chat just to keep it up. Yeah, that's crazy. Hmm. Yeah, let me look at Nasdaq and see what everybody's saying. Looks like he's in a trade right now. Is he? Hmm, I got his chart up. 2060. I think Alfred was saying 2060, 2050. I mean, if we can get price to come up above this trend line, I mean, obviously the bears are holding this trend line. So, I mean, if we can see a pop here, I think the bulls are going to become very aggressive. I mean, we gotta move up. So we got a breakout, so a rally, a potential range. I mean, we could expect for another rally right here. We could. It will be small. It'll definitely be small. Yeah, right there. Potentially, retesting this high right here. Potentially right here. You talking about on the Nasdaq right here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we could see a short here on the Nasdaq for sure. Yeah, and this yellow line right here is the 21 EMA, and this red line is the 50 EMA, and this green line right here is VWAP. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I have no interest of going long or short in this area. I'm gonna start practicing, so I'm gonna start building the habit of just waiting for some form of confirmation. I'm going to start implementing that and making that a habit. Because like I said, I do my homework over the weekend, and time and time and time and time and time again is that, yeah, if I chase something and the market kind of like, so let's just say like right here as an example, let's just say that I had my entry down here as an example. And I know that right now the market is actually, let me just flip it. So in this situation, the market is trending down. You can see that this trend line is perfectly catching all these tops. And so obviously you should be staying short. But instead of waiting for this pull back up to the trend line, I figured, hey, well, we just seen 3 of these red candles. Let me short this, or I'll move down and then it pulls back. You get tired. I mean, I'm just so tired of doing that. I know I should just wait for the pullback. I mean, the market has already told me that it wants to short here. We got price grinding down and then we got a break. So obviously, not only did we get a break, we got to break a structure right here. So, I mean, this is telling me that the bears are in control. That's the confirmation for the short. I can make things easier on myself instead of trying to, I guess, get into it as it's going down, trying to short it as it's going down. I can just wait for the pop back up. I can just wait for the pop back up. Which in this case, it would have been the trend line. Would have been this trend line coming down. And I don't think I was I in front of my desk with this one? Yeah, I wasn't in front of my desk when this happened. I got in front of my desk right here when price was already kind of shorting. Trader goaded and gained weight. I know people say that. But all last week I was trying to do exactly that and I was losing money. It just seemed like last week the Nasdaq and gold were besties and they were moving in tandem. I think one day last week, a couple of days that their price action looked exactly the same. When the Nasdaq was going short, gold was going short. When they were going long, when gold was going long, Nasdaq was going long. When they were breaking out of structure, they were both breaking out of structure. Last week, gold and Nasdaq were besties. You couldn't long and short gold last week. All right, so let's see if we can get a breakout above. So, if we can get a breakout here with gold, I'll look for the long, but I think that it'll probably be a short back down. We'll see what happens. But like I said, I'm not even going to trade gold tonight. Just gonna let it set up overnight and see what happens in the pre-market or once we get back. I'm not gonna trade gold. I don't want to deal with it. You say yeah, they're not correlated. Okay. Hmm. Let's check on our ES trade. It's saying that ES kind of recovered, but that's 50. 60. Well, yeah, I guess ES is finding support at that low right there. Or shit, I didn't even see, oh, damn, I didn't even see that it. Oh, so this was a low right here too at 60. Hmm. I thought it ran the lows right here, but it looks like it's bouncing at this low. Hmm. Looks like it's sort of double bottom at 60. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I missed this. I'm looking at the thing on Bookmap chat. Yeah. Mm. A lot of people says that this is hard to read, but it's pretty simple. Right now, price is being held back by this trend line. So when a situation where I'm not going to fight against trend lines anymore. I am now a believer of trend lines. Trend lines have definitely shown themselves to be consistent, and to fight against a trend line is basically giving away your account. You can see that right here. I mean, this if you had this trend line drawn from that high to that high, I mean, it came perfectly to this high right here. And we're already seeing that the bears are already coming in right here. Now, I mean, with that pin, we'll see what happens if price gets back up to this 50 EMA. I'm not interested in a trade until after I see how the market reacts at this trend line. I'm not even interested in anything. I want to see a breakout or I want to see a breakdown. That's what I want to see here. The funniest thing he's seen in his entire life. Shut up. All right. I think it's gonna fall here. Yeah, I don't disagree. ES does look like it's about to reject off of this EMA right here. ES is definitely trending. So I mean, we did get that break right there. Yeah, you can't really do anything. Can't do much about that. Yeah, you can't do much about that. Mm. Mm. All right, looks like gold is making its move. I highly believe that this is a fake out. Like gold is making its move. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. Mm. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try. Mm. All right, I'm going to try. About 62. Back goes, big back goes. E-mini. Okay. So we'll see what happens here. I guess if you miss it, you just gotta be okay with it. I'm not gonna chase you, gold. You're gonna come to me. Okay. All right. So we'll see what happens here on gold. Let's see what happens here. Looks like it took the liquidity underneath that low right there. Yeah, I appreciate that, Trader Golded, but not out of the park yet. You're not out of the park yet. Thing could crash down on me. So far, so good, though. So far, so good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna start trading this way. Like obviously, moving forward, just letting price come to me is less stressful. Uh, right now, this is a decent entry. Even if we don't see a reversal, I can at least get that first target hit right there because that's potentially where bears can come back in at right there. Yeah, it's a decent entry. He says NQ is not consolidating, play to consolidate. Yeah. Mm. I mean, I wouldn't be mad with that scaling, but at the same time, I'm okay with this. And this is the whole point of trading this way. It's I have enough for my initial entry to where if I do get a bounce at my initial entry and I get my targets hit, then I should be happy. But then if I don't get that reaction at my initial entry, I can get that scale in and I can make a little bit more money. Obviously, we don't want it to hit this stop. It'll be a $900 loss. But honestly, $900 is not actually a bad. It's not a bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, so it looks like it does want to. Okay. Huh. Nice. 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 Mm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's definitely the plan, Trader Goated. That's definitely the plan. Just have one good trade. I shouldn't take more than one, especially if it works out, especially if I'm getting my targets hit. I don't plan on scaling into my trades anymore. At least not necessarily scaling in heavy. If I get if like so I'm gonna play around with it a little bit, but if I get into a situation where I'm getting that first target hit and I see a pullback to my break even, I'll probably re-add to that like exactly at my break even, that first trade, that first target, because we all know like the market likes to come back and tap that break even a couple of times before it actually likes to go. So yeah, that's actually the plan moving forward. And whatever happens here, just like you said, this was a good trade, man. If it doesn't work out this time, it just doesn't work out this time. There's no point going tilt. There's no point trying to jump back in and get the money back. Just wait for the next setup. Yeah, just wait for it. Oh crap. I just realized that I am not on the right chart. I just realized that. I am not on the right chart. I was on my higher time frame chart. I was like, no wonder why. I was like, dude, it's like, what the hell? It's like, why does it look like that? No wonder why. I was on my higher time frame chart. That's the chart where I look at. This is my entry chart. Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm also considering that, Santiago. I'm considering that. I'm considering it. I'm trying to get a system to where, because if I can get a system to where I don't have to think about it and just take the loss, but then the loss itself not being too big, I can have like a red day. Because I mean, I made a joke about this because somebody made a joke about this in the thing with Bookmap chat, but they said they don't have red days. They only have days where they blow up. They have green days and days where they blow up. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly accurate for me as well. And I want to change that. So I'll give myself, I mean, especially now that I've reduced my size a lot, I'll give myself 2 chances. One trade, if I win that trade, then I'm done. If I lose that first trade, I have another opportunity to break even and become profitable, and don't trade past 3. So just 2 trades max per day. And that's only if you lose the first one. So, and if I lose both trades, then I have to close it for the day. I have to close it out for the day, because obviously I'm not seeing the market, or the market is just not agreeing with my thesis. And I definitely should see the results that I want to see when I start doing things that way. I can come back from an $1,800 loss. I've done that plenty of times. But I probably might reduce this down to a $700 or $800 loss. I probably might reduce that because, I mean, like I said, this scale in has 6 contracts, but I might reduce this to like maybe 5 or something, or like 5 or 3 or 4 or something like that, maybe 4. So I can just only be in 2. So I'll start off with 16, and then if I get scaled in, I'm in 2, and it'll be an $800 loss on both of them. So it'll be a $1,600 max loss, $1,800 max profit, or around there. Um, hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right, Santiago. Have a good night, man. All right, so that'd be an $800 loss if you $800. Okay. Looks like I'm all in. Looks like I'm all in this gold trade. So we'll see if the Bulls can hold this. Hopefully they hold it. That would be nice if they did. All right, 63. It'd be nice if they hold that. But hmm, hmm. Like I was saying before, I mean, price is still trading in that range. So maybe. Looks like the Nasdaq is finding support at that trend line. Okay. Yeah, I hope that's the case. Hopefully, since my stop is literally at the bottom of this range, it doesn't. Hopefully, the Bulls buy this damn thing at VWAP. Hopefully, that would be nice. That would definitely be nice here. But it's fine. I've already accepted that I could potentially lose $900 here. It would just be nice if this thing rotates higher. But I'm looking at Bookmap. It looks like people are got their orders sitting at 62 and 60. I would hate for that to be the case here. I would hate for that to be the case. And it looks like we're getting a breakout of that range on the Nasdaq. Yeah, you know what? Actually, hmm, Okay. Yeah, it looks like gold is coming from my stop. Gold is coming from my stop. And yeah, you were right, Trader Gold. I figured that yeah, I saw this triple top too, but I could have at the time when I took this trade, I assumed that the market wanted to pop back up and then we could see a dump versus seeing this thing just super dump here. But just have a feeling that with them orders sitting at 62 and 60, I think that's where the market wants to go. But I'm not going to move my stop. I'm not going to move my stop. It's just going to take the loss. And if I do see the reaction at 62 or 60, then I'll just potentially just get back in. Where did you see that at? Did you see it like on Bookmap or Program, or are you just talking about? You know what, man? Mm, Give myself one more tip. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It just sucks that yeah, because I mean this big move up. I figured that the Bulls would be more aggressive with this one, but it's obviously the ones that you take that they don't want to necessarily show up. But the ones you don't take, that's when they're super aggressive. That's when they're super aggressive. The ones that you don't take. Actually, let me look at that because I did not look at that. I did not look at that. Let me see where that's at. It's my ring. I did not look at that. Oh yeah. It's like ain't no trend line gonna save me right there. I mean, unless ain't no trend line gonna save me right there. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. All right. That's where I went wrong. Okay. That's where I went wrong. That's where I went wrong. Okay. All right. I didn't know that price broke down. Uh, so I guess price is just selling into those stops. So it does look like the trend line is at 60. That's why. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is the first trend line. So I'm gonna get back in this at 60. I'm gonna get back in. Uh, and they got their orders at 62 and 60. So yeah. So I will say that the first mistake that I made is that, yeah, I did not know that this. If I knew that this broke the trend line, then I wouldn't have taken that long right there. It looks like they missed that trend line completely. Mm, yeah. Yeah, this will be my last trade in this account. So I've lost $800 so far. If I get stopped out of this one, then I'll just stop trading this account. All right, so this 60 is where I'm really looking at. I mean, shit, if it goes underneath this trend line, if it breaks through this trend line, then yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I think uh I think I need to just set a rule probably with that. Because I mean, I feel like maybe this one. Because it popped up and then it went down. It popped up and then it went down. That wasn't even random at all either. Mm. Yeah, and then that's the breaker structure right there. Because that broke this candle low, it breaks that candle low, and it pops back up. So it breaks. This is the candle low, then it pops back up. Okay. Yeah. Best loser wins. Best loser wins. Mm, of course it didn't. Mm. Yeah, probably. I got that breaker structure there. That's the mm. You said gold longs are the play right now. I mean, I think so too. My bias would change if we get a break of this trend line. I think the bulls are going to at least get a retest back up into this range. I think you said everything is red except gold. Mm. Yeah, it just would have been nice if I could have sworn this was different. Ah, shit. Mm. Mm. I just realized that I miscounted how much I needed for this strategy. I need 17 and not 16. Mm. Okay. All right. So I need the follow up to be, yeah. Well, I guess I'll keep it 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'll keep it like that. I'll keep it like this. 17 to start it off. Or you know what? Maybe. Okay. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do the math on this real quick. Okay. So what I'll start doing is I think I'll do it that way. This would be a $700 loss. All right. So I'll do 15 instead of 16, and then add in 3 for the full size to be 18. And then I will only lose $740 if my stop gets hit, which is not bad. So I saved myself $200. Um, hmm. Actually, what I'll do is actually this. Mm. I mean, honestly, if I do it that way, it doesn't even make sense. It'd just be an additional $180. Okay. All right. So that's the strategy I'm going to be running. So yeah. So I'm gonna start out the position with 16 contracts. If it goes against me, I'll add two to have 18 in total. I'll lose $740 if I'm wrong. But I mean, with gold, you really don't even need this big of a stop. But this is how I'm going to rock with it. You don't need this big of a stop with gold. And if I lose twice, I'll only lose $1,500, and then I would have to come back the next day. I would have to wait. Mm. I'm pretty sure that trade will probably work on the Nasdaq, but I'm just gonna follow my rules here. I've already lost one, so I'm gonna follow my rules. Yeah, so that's how I'm gonna play it. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna let this trade run overnight. I'm definitely just gonna go to bed. Um, I'm definitely going to bed. I'm not gonna sit here and babysit this. I'm okay with the loss. It's not a big deal. I'm okay with it. If it comes to that, if it comes to a loss, I'm okay with that. I mean, with this big of a stop, if I'm that wrong, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay. But all right, guys, that's it. That's gonna be it for me tonight. We'll definitely come back tomorrow, and we'll definitely look for more ways to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.